want to get into, and a lot I do want to talk about, because this is the first video and a lot is going through my head even just before pressing play, setting up the video, making my notes for the video, all of that. I'm just like, now is just time to be in the moment. So here it is. Like, what? Can we get my 10s? Can I get my round of applause? Like, anyways, why I'm even right here right now. Let me pull my notes out, actually. There's so much I want to get into because there's so much to happen, and people want to know about my life. People want to know about my life, or at least in my head, people want it. So I'm here to give it and just talk about my experience. So I'm trying to remember either telling myself just talk like you're supposed to just talk like you're just talking to yourself, right? But there is a specific type of person that I want to hear this or continue watching after this. And yeah, I'm just trying to have that in mind. I'm trying to tell myself that I'm not making this video for people on my Instagram, like that type of stuff. It's for other creatives just like me, or the supporters that I'm going to end up having, or the people that's just going to want to follow my journey and watch me grow from right now to where I'm definitely going to go. Yeah, I just want to get into all of that right now. Oh, it's so much. It's so much. I just want to talk about, before I talk, it's hot. Sorry, mother. Overthinking this process and just feeling like what I have to say has to be said in a certain way, or just thinking that I have to say something in a certain way because I want to be perceived in a certain way. But none of that matters. No. Where I'm at right now with everything, one of the realizations that I had was that I have these big goals or these big ideas, but they're all coming from a limited mind. And I had to really admit that to myself. It's really coming from a limited mind. Even just not creatively. I'm just thinking about, what my best friend clocked my tea. Because, normally it's hard for me to try just new things, getting on rides, roller coasters, doing new things, especially trying new foods. Trying new foods is I can't do it. So just realizing that I already have such a limited concept on just trying new things made me realize why it may be hard for me to start new things or really believe that I can do a new task that I know that I really want to do, because I'm coming from a limited mindset on just simple things, and how I crave such a life with so much experience and color to it, but yet I have to get rid of these limited beliefs that I have within me. So every day I have such a growing perspective, a new outlook on life. I just keep telling myself there's no reason that I'm thinking all of these thoughts or realizations about life and it just doesn't work. Something doesn't click along the way, So I want to say it out loud so I don't get sidetracked. Okay, so if you're new, you probably do know that I won this challenge. Literally, let me tell you about that. Anybody in my position, if they experience that, I would just hope that it would shift their mindset just as much as it did for me. Because winning that challenge just really made me think about what's really possible and how close you can be to your dreams. And all it takes is the effort. All it takes is the work, Really, the effort is the work. And you're going to have to put in so much effort in things that you don't necessarily want to, but it matters because the effort is going to show. So yeah, that was definitely a true testament of that one, because just thinking back to that experience when I first of all, because I was on my creative recovery. That's a whole nother thing that I'll get into. But passing this week about synchronicities, that's when I seen Doechie's challenge. And I thought to myself, I'm sitting here like, I already knew I would win. I already knew I would win. It's crazy. I knew I would win. But you know what was even crazier? I was this close to not doing it just because I was lazy. I was procrastinating, and just thinking about the fact that like I'm going to have to do everything. Like I'm gonna have to get up, I'm gonna have to do my hair, you know, dye the hair, glue it down, do my own makeup. Then not only that, but I'm gonna have to go to my friend's house, get her to record it, see the vision in my head, try my best to execute it, and like spend all that time doing that. And then after that, I gotta edit it, right? But the whole thing, that whole idea ran through my head, and I was like, damn, like I'm gonna have to really do this. Like I'm really gonna have to do this step by step. But until I realized if I just did it, then I would win. If I just did it, then I would win. I won. It was fun looking back. Like I wasn't worried at all. Like I remember thinking about like, this is the process for the winning video. Like I went outside. We was outside from like 7:30, and then we stopped around 9 o'clock, 9ish, almost 9:30. It was crazy. Like it was getting dark, and then we recorded in the dark. And towards the end, I'm sitting here like, I'm not putting in all this effort just for it to not be seen. Though she's seen it. Getting into the, like, meeting her, okay, this, oh my gosh, it was everything that I thought it was going to be, plus more. I was always thinking in my head, like, no, me and Doechii, like, yeah, that's homegirl. Like, that, like, what you thought, that is literally homegirl. If we have a conversation, she's going to know my vibe. She's going to fuck with the energy. And that's exactly what happened. Like, I didn't think I was going to meet her. I thought I won the contest and I was just going to go to the festival. But no, they hooked me up with the manager. And she was texting me, and we had to go all the way to New York. I'm in Jersey. Me and my cousin, we took the bus all the way to New York, and it was a lot during that whole process because I was trying to think, we don't need to be late, just like we was for the Nicki concert. We wasn't late for that, but just like missed the bus, all of that. I was like, I'm not trying to have none of that. None of that, yo. So we on the bus, and her manager texted me, like, you know, asking me like when I'm gonna be there, because Doechii, her set was to come out at 4 o'clock. I was gonna go there just before Doechii's set because I don't know the other artists. It's a music festival. I did stay after, but I wasn't trying to get there too early and then just be waiting in the sun, because yeah, though I should have done that. I should have did that. So left around 12, and we was gonna be there by 3, and then we still needed to get a ride to the place and be there before 4. Already bad timing. Already. You know, when am I gonna come there? Because Doechii wanted to like meet me before, you know, she did go out on stage, and like she wanted to talk to me and stuff. So I'm getting excited. I'm like, what? I didn't think I was gonna meet her. I really didn't think I was gonna like see her. And then I'm sitting here gagging because she's all, her manager is saying that she wanted me to come out and perform with her. And when I seen that, I was like, yo, we got to do something. Like, soon as we get off this bus, Uber ready, we out, we going. You know? Long story short, we didn't make it on time. We didn't make it on time by the time I got there because New York, traffic, all of that. But I was trying to remember, like, say to myself, enjoy the moment. Like, I'm about to meet her. Didn't think I was going to do that. So just, you know, be grateful. Really just take in the moment for what it is, like, you know? So I go to meet her. Yo, why was I so nervous? I'm sitting here thinking of all the words I could say to her, and like, how can I like compromise my love and like the admiration that I have for her, and like how can I like encapsulate that all in a moment and just tell her like how much I really appreciate her and like what her music has done for me, even up until I met her, and then even more what it's doing for me now. But just up until I met her and just how inspiring it's been. She came up to me and my cousin, And she was saying how, oh, I'm sorry, I look a mess. She was like, don't mind me, I look a mess right now. Cause like she had her bantu knots on, and then she had a wig cap over it. Stunning. She just put on a show. She just put in that work. So I was like, girl, look at you. I was like, girl, it's the alter ego lady. I'm like, it's the alter ego lady. She was like, well, when I clicked on the video, I saw who won. Yeah, I knew I won. I knew I was going to take it. I knew I was taking it. Like, she asked me if I knew I was going to win immediately. Yes, immediately. And I told her how, like, it was a thought process, but, like, doing it because procrastination was going to get the best of me. She was just like, yeah, she just loved it. She was just saying she loved my energy and like the effort, the effort that I put into it. That's when I started getting into like just the whole creative journey that I've been on, because she recommended a book to me, The Artist's Way. I was just telling her about the synchronicities that I was realizing that led to our challenge. I wanted to mostly know, like, what did she get from the book, because on her page she did not finish the like all her weeks at all. She just did up to week 11 and then didn't do 12. So I'm saying here, like, what did you get from it? Because from my eyes, it worked. Like, after that book, after her project, she just took off. And that's exactly what she said, that it really works. Like, after reading it and putting in those practices, it really shifted her whole mode. And like, how I took that in was like, it changed her whole mode energetically, how she wanted to go after certain things, and it changed her whole mode, how things was manifested to her. Like, she's in aligned action with her desire. So it just makes everything come together. And that whole challenge or whatever, I felt like was really a representation of that for me too. When I really was like on the week of realizing the things that I wanted for myself, and like just wanting to be creative and just knowing that this is something I can do. I feel like this was really placed in front of me of like, okay, well, are you gonna do it? Baby, I did it. Like, I did it. What you thought? Like, so I know this isn't the last time. Well, past tense, I know that wouldn't have been the last time that I'm going to see her, or see, just be in the same room and like be able to converse with her. And I told her that, and she was living for it. And I'll really understand it, and like beyond that, know what I'm really capable of. Tells me that like all it takes is for me to start, whether that's this video or another creative action. Just as long as I start, it's going to take me somewhere that eventually will cross paths again. And that's such a comforting thought, because I still have the power to constantly shape my perspective that's going to get me to where I want to go. And that's something I always remind myself all the time. That's my rant. I'm just hoping that this starts a chain reaction within myself to be like, okay, you're doing something, do the next thing. I literally make music. Like, I literally make music. So I have to start taking more pride in that, and like get ready to like want to share that with people, because that's another facet of myself and another way to cultivate an identity, and just to express myself. But I'm really interested just to see myself grow in that area too. That's how I start to present that to everybody. I'm so excited because tomorrow I literally get my roller skates. I'm about to start skating. I'm about to be like doing tricks, flips, doing all of that on you hoes. Like, I'm about to be doing all of that because I just came back from Atlanta. Oh, let me talk about Atlanta and then circle back to skating, because I went to Atlanta, right? For some reason, all I can say is I know I was so anxious and my anxiety was just up every day. I think it was for a number of reasons. One, because I just graduated and now I have to navigate this new life, and how it's been feeling to me since I graduated was feeling the overwhelming pressure of having my destiny in control. Like, everything that I want, everything that I aspire for has to happen because of me. And it has to happen step by step, consciously, because of me. Being in Atlanta, I was staying with my best friend, no parents, no grandparents, no guardians. Like, it was a moment of like, wow, like a piece of independence and like, yo, like I'm really like out here by myself. I gotta do this on my own. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I gotta like, you know, and it's all up to me. But that leads me into when we went skating, it was a form of like relieving the anxiety, especially when I went the second time, because I've always been good at skating. Thankfully to my friend who taught me how to skate when we were younger. When we went skating, I remember feeling so anxious before it, but then once I got on that skating rink, I just let it go. Give me a good pair of skates, and I'm on, y'all. I don't know what came over me finally, but I seen something about something, and then that led me to getting something, which was skates. So yeah, that's happening tomorrow. So I want to make skating videos and just document my process with that, because I can't do no spins or nothing right now, but I will be able to soon. I'm feeling like I gotta hurry because it's starting to get dark, but we're in the moment. This is the moment. So whoever's watching and you're still watching, you're a real one. For the people in the future, you're a real one. Like, what? Come on. We really here, and we're really making greatness. Even if I can't feel it right now, I just always try to tell myself that like, it's so much bigger than me. So much. Another eye-opening experience for me that has been happening this year was this cruise that I went on. I went on a cruise after I graduated. It was my graduation cruise. So this was the cruise right before I went to Atlanta, because I graduated in June. Went on my cruise the 18th. Went to Atlanta around July. In July. The cruise was such a good experience. I had a lot of fun, and it definitely shifted my perspective on myself, how I look at myself, how I understand myself, how I understand my energy, and also my placement in this life. Knowing what I give, knowing what I bring, and knowing that I am somebody, like everybody is, but like knowing that I really have something to make of myself, you know? Being on the cruise, seeing how people like lived for my energy, lived for me, just simply existing. And like, I know who I am. I know other people know who I am too. Or like, not even just who I am, but just what I represent. I've always dealt with like struggling with that in my head, because I feel like people automatically put me in this box because they know what I represent and just who I am. But this cruise definitely made me like think of myself in a more positive light, and honestly understand both sides of the coin, because I have people that like I've never met before, all of that, simply wanting to give me my flowers, give me my like tens, and like just say I'm so beautiful, I'm so pretty, and just like really shower me with this love, and also tell me that they see this light in me that like is similar to what I'm doing right now. And that was so crazy to me, because it's just like, these people don't know me, and yet I'm sitting here talking about, oh, like I'm just sitting here enjoying the moment. I'm like, I just can't believe like we all came together for this 8 days, and after this is just like we go our separate ways. It's our lives that like we really have, and just really wishing the best for everybody that I seen, and just having people tell me, oh, I know I'm going to see you on TV, or I know this and that. And it's just like, wow, like y'all just have no idea. Y'all have no idea what I really aspire for. So if anything, it just really opened my eyes more that like my existence really transcends my own understanding, and like people see that for myself, even when it's not said, you know, even when it's not said. And that was just so good. That was just so cool to see. Also, it meant so much carrying back to like when I was getting showered with all of this love from people on the cruise. I call them my aunties. I call them my aunties because, like, you know, just they're my aunties. They were my aunties on the cruise, you know, that I met. And they were just really showering me with love. But one thing that really did stick out that I'll never forget, this one woman, she was like, just seeing me, like, just walk around. Like, you walk around like you're Naomi Campbell. And she was just like, just seeing you makes me feel so much more beautiful. And just like, I just feel like, you know, feel so good. And that almost made me cry because it's like, as a woman, like, I really will hope that's what you feel. Like, that's your birthright. Like everybody, you know, you're beautiful. But as a woman, like, yo, biologically, girl, you're that. You're literally that. So I really will hope any girl, that's what you should automatically feel. And if seeing me does enhance that feeling or give you that sense of, wow, like I'm really beautiful, that is crazy. Like, that just made me feel so good to know that that's what I could represent, you know? And that, like, that's really the energy I give off to somebody. And that was just so cool because it's like, girl, I'm sitting here thinking in my head, like, you are so beautiful. Like, you should feel like that all the time before seeing me. So to know that I represent this, like, symbol of femininity to others was like, that was really cool. And then it made me understand both sides of the coin, the contrast of it, like how much love I can get from this, and also the backlash that does come with being myself and just being who I am. Because, yeah, but that's a whole nother video, a whole nother topic, and just a whole nother thing. So, I feel like I gotta hurry up. It's getting dark. I feel like I said most of the stuff. I have some questions. Someone asked me, where do I want to travel before I turn 20? See, and that goes back to, like, having a limited concept on things, because that's one of the things that I've never really thought about, which is crazy. I mean, I've been on a cruise and, like, so I've been places, right, before I turned 20. So yeah, this is like another thing that, like, I've never really thought about. But if I had to say, I always keep saying in my head that I want to go to Bora Bora. But maybe that's just because it's a pretty place that I've seen. What message or theme do you want to convey through your content? Is really just living in the moment and, like, just enjoying the process too. Because I know there's going to be a lot of things that, like, test me on this road of, like, getting to where I want to get to. But I want to constantly always remind myself and just people that's, like, watching that, like, no matter what happens, live authentically and live in the moment and be present and then just enjoy the process, because I know what I want to do and I know what I can do and I know what it is. So none of that matters. All of the distractions, all of those things, it doesn't matter. Just focus on what you can control and literally live in the moment and just enjoy the process. What's a valuable lesson you learned on your creative journey so far? It's definitely that the effort is work, and the effort is work, and I'm just gonna have to work for the stuff, like everything, and really put my all into it, especially creatively. That stuff is gonna show. Like, if I'm not giving my energy with a video, it's gonna show. If I'm not giving my energy when I'm editing a video, it's gonna show. Just all of that type of stuff, you know? What's my go-to when I want to clear my mind and relax? I mean, the first thing that's coming to my head is just kind of being aware. Like, I'm thinking of this in the way of, like, when something's, like, stressing me out and I'm just like, ugh. I want to be aware of what I'm trying to relax from. Either go on a walk, that's something that'll get it out immediately, or I listen to music. But what will really do it is making a video like this, but nobody can see it. Like, before doing this, and I was on my creative recovery journey from the book, the journal entries, and that was a very good, like, way to clear my mind. But started to slip up from it by making, well, at least it was good for me, was making videos instead of journaling. And I would just talk relentlessly and just talk about whatever came to my mind, just say it just talk for like 15 minutes on end. And I guess that kind of helped with me starting to talk now and being on camera. But that definitely like is a good way to help me release, is just talking in front of the camera without no reason at all. And nobody has to see it. I didn't exactly have the structure for this video or like what I wanted to do for this exactly. It's why it's starting to get dark and I'm still recording, because I'm just like, I just did this on a whim. And that's how it should be. I shouldn't wait for a perfect time. You know, you just do it. But I wanted to just talk, and as I'm still talking, I'm thinking about who could really be watching this, and I'm just thinking about mostly, I guess, for myself now. So that's kind of made me choose how I wanted to go about this. Is like, I'm doing this for myself, for me to look back on and be like, okay, I started. And also to talk about the major things in my life so that I can look back on it and just see my perspective. So yeah. The last question is, what are my goals and aspirations for my creative journey? I think I said this before, but I really want to, or I'm intrigued to see my evolution through all of this. Just seeing the fact that I started, and then seeing what I'm doing in the middle of all of this, and then where it really ultimately leads to, and knowing that I do make music, knowing that I do want to model, and I do want to act. Like, it's just like, I just want to see my evolution process through this all, and like know that like, wow, I was really making YouTube videos one day of me just talking about all of this, and next I'm making videos of like me behind the scenes on a show, or like, you know, behind the scenes of a podcast, and vlogging my New York Fashion Week experience, and just going to fittings and doing all of these different things in my life, you know? That's the biggest goal. Is like, I want to see that all come together when I can see a collection of things, of different things too. I really want to see that all come together and just like know like, wow, I really made a hitting song, and then I made the music video, I directed the music video, edited the music video, all of that. Like, yeah, I'm ready to see this all grow. And on that note, I think it's time for me to go. I'm hungry. I ain't eat yet, y'all. I did not eat yet. And if you really watch this and you watch all the way to here, thank you so much. I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I can even be in front of the camera and do this right now and just have this perspective that I have. And I know I didn't even get to convey everything that I want to say in the best way, but now that I'm approaching the end, I feel like I have more of like, I have a flow of like what I wanted to do. And if I could just redo this, I probably would. But that's the beauty of it. This is only the first video. So that's that.